Hello guys, this is Terry from Genki Gaming TV coming at you with another Yokai Watch ShadowSide review. And I want to thank my friend Lucas Dimond for the sick tracks playing in the background. Today's episode is episode 6. It's called Wadao Doguman, or Laughing Dog Man. And this episode starts off with everyone basically gathered together watching a comedy routine on the internet. And basically Junior, or G10, is actually there, so hashtag Team Junior hype. So G10 and Keisuke get into a little bit of a spat, and that was really interesting to see Akinori coming in and being the voice of reason, trying to get everyone under control and back to being calm. Slimamander tried to be Natsume's prince again, per se, and is shot down again. And then they looked on the message board and saw the things going on about the Laughing Dog Man, which this episode was really neat, and it combined a lot of elements that I like from the show. It's still kids being attacked for the most part here, and it seems to be anything regarding comedy or laughter that's causing the attacks to a certain degree. The dog man can be triggered by all sorts of things, and the one who actually discovers it is Keisuke. And it was because of the fact that the dog man or the wolf man attacked a video store or a TV store or electronics goods store, whatever you want to call it. And what happened to be on TV but comedy. So after learning that comedy triggers him, Keisuke then calls Tank and Koji for the three of them to perform their comedy routine, which doesn't go off the way they want it to, because Natsume and Akinori are not amused. Toma is just sitting there doing Toma stuff, like it's comedy, he's not even laughing. Manjimont shows up as a little bit of a doodle, which is hilarious. And then the Wolfman actually appears and tries to attack Keisuke again. And basically what happened was Akinori threw Natsume the Charlie key, or the key for chili. And then we saw Charlie riding a chili. So bikeception there. But Dogman basically one-shots him and sends him flying, and Akinori is more concerned about his own bike than he is about his yokai. But basically, as this progresses, Natsume calls upon Jibanyan ShadowSide. Jibanyan ShadowSide and the Wolfman or Dogman fight pretty much on par, bouncing through the air, off of trees. The Dogman gets a really good bite on Jibanyan ShadowSide, but then ShadowSide Jibanyan basically puts the Dogman down, like smashes him into the ground. And then the Dogman becomes Lucky, the light side version of the Dogman, or Laughing Dogman. Turns out Lucky was abandoned as a pup, and Uchida, the guy who works at a convenience store, saves him from living in a cardboard box. And it seems like their connection was really strong and really good, which is valuable because man to man's best friend, that is a consistent thing. But we get a little bit of a nice backstory between Uchida and Lucky. And it turns out Uchida comes home and scares Lucky while wearing a dog head mask. Turns out Uchida wants to go into comedy and become a comedian of sorts. But upon all of this going on in the flashback, I almost said backlash because I was thinking about wrestling, but that's beside the point. basically what happened in the flashback is then Lucky dies after being hit by a car in a vehicle accident. Ushida is terribly depressed by it. He misses his little buddy, and we see Ushida crying during the episode. But Natsumi and the gang reconnect the two. They have a heartfelt little saying that I really liked. I really liked how everything built off of each other, and the fact that we got to see Chili and Junya in the same episode. And we got to see a okay fight that ended a little bit too quickly. I would have loved for that fight to have gone like 3 minutes of them bouncing back and forth off the trees. Jibanyan and the dog man, but right now we're basically still in what I would consider a progressive beginning arc, which is basically an arc that allows us to expand on the character development of everyone involved. Today we got a little bit of character development for Keisuke again. We got some Natsumi character development a little bit, with her kind of picking on her brother for being afraid of the laughing dog man, because he was freaking out off and on during the episode. Still kind of denying the fact that yokais exist to a certain degree. But other than that, I feel like he's coming around, that his character progression is finally going to basically hit a level that he's like, yeah, yokais exist, but that's not now. Maybe it is in a couple of episodes. But to get back on track here, we have a little bit of the reunion scene, we have the flashback, but basically what else that happens is that while Ushida and Lucky are kind of performing on stage, Ushida is invited to join a comedy duo. Can't remember the exact guy's name, but he agrees to accept it. When he turns around to look for Lucky, Lucky is gone. He looks up, and there's Lucky kind of ascending. I'm still not sure if anything's going to occur with Lucky's key, because Lucky did not really leave his key. But I do think Natsumi will be able to call upon Lucky. But we did then see, after this occurred, the comedy duo up on stage while our main cast are watching them via I guess an internet stream. And then there's Lucky on the stage as well. I wonder if when Lucky ascended, he decided that his job wasn't done, and as a yokai he decided to stay, therefore not causing him to generate or leave a key. And then we switch to Fukudo, the owl guy, and Haruya, and the teacher. Fukudo is practicing his blow dart technique with the dartboard and his blowpipe. And they're kind of saying, why are you practicing? And then Haruya references the Hime again, which he is certainly still dead intent on getting his Hime. We still don't know if the Hime is directly referencing Natsume, or if it's referencing another woman in general. We've seen Fukudo target different women, and then completely miss his marks. And then the man who owns the place where they're at walks in and starts to call the police. Haruya basically goes all super yokai-ish on him. He basically causes like a gigantic choking claw thing to appear out of the ground. It was really awesome. I really feel like we're going to get Haruya character development really soon, because he's been a rather passive villain for the most part. We've not got any consistency except for the attacks done by Fukudo, but even at that, those attacks aren't really amounting to much of anything other than character development for our main cast. I do think we're going to see a little bit more excitement in the next couple of episodes. Because we're heading into 7, 8, 9, 10. And it's usually at that point in a series where things start to consistently ramp up a little bit. Especially around episode 8, 9, and 10. Because typically a season is about 12 or 13 episodes to 24, depending upon if it's going to be a pre-occurring thing that lasts weeks on end or if it's just a one season deal. This seems to be a weeks on end thing where we might not get a new opening for a while. At least that's my thought process. All in all, I believe I ranked last week's episode like a B-ish, and I recommended it. I definitely recommend the Laughing Dogman episode, and I would have to rate it or grade it about an A+ or an S, because I truly enjoyed this episode. You guys are just going to be saying, you're only enjoying it because Junior's in it. No, I actually like the character of the Dogman. I love the Manjimat reference because Manjimat is hilarious. The dude has comedy skills to pay the bills. But I'm wondering, where's our Koma-san? I mean, I know where our Koma-san is, but we need more Koma-san and Yokai Watch ShadowSide. And we need some Komajiro action up in here as well. I have a feeling that we'll get more Koma-san in the next episode or the episode after. Because I feel like he's as pivotal as Jibanyan. And I feel like we're going to start to actually need to use multiple yokai at the same time. Even though Jibanyan basically fodderized the Dogman or the Wolfman, whatever you want to prescribe him as or infer that he is, Jibanyan just basically pummeled him down to the ground and just one-shot him. But that's been it for this episode. We have a small like goal of 10 likes. Can we please reach it? And I also want to thank you guys so much for watching and tell you to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content, because there will be more ShadowSide reviews, and to have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. I've been Terry with Yankee Gaming TV, and I am out of here. Bye-bye now.